Welcome to 2.11, Classifying Quadrilaterals. Aren't you excited? Hope so. Let's get going. So our math message today is, I want you to draw two four-sided polygons on your note paper today. Draw one of them with four right angles and the other one with at least one acute angle. What attributes are the same and different for both polygons? So when I look at your notes, I should see a picture of one polygon with four right angles, and I should see a picture of another polygon with at least one acute angle. And then you're going to tell me what attributes that they have that are the same. And basically what an attribute means is a property. So you're looking for attributes or properties that are the same and different for both of your pictures. Alrighty, so let's take a look and review the properties or the attributes of quadrilaterals. So our first property or attribute is they all have four sides. And that makes sense because quad means four. Our second attribute is they all have four angles. Again, that makes sense because if I have four sides, you would think that you would have four angles as well. Our third attribute or property is some of them may have right angles, others may have a mix of acute, obtuse, or right angles. Number 4, sides may or may not be equal in length. So basically that means that my sides can be different sizes. And last but not least, the sides may or may not be perpendicular or parallel. So remember, perpendicular, they form a right angle. Parallel means they're not going to cross. So, our lesson practice today is we're going to learn more about sorting quadrilaterals according to their attributes or properties, whichever word that you prefer to use. I just want you to be familiar with the fact that they mean the same thing. So let's take a look. I've got several different shapes here, several different quadrilaterals. And if I were going to sort these quadrilaterals into groups, we already know that they all have four sides because they can't be a quadrilateral unless they have four sides. So I could maybe pick out the ones that have right angles. So letter C would fit with right angles. Letter H, letter M, letter Q, letter J, and remember I'm looking for all right angles. I might have not said that. And I think that's it for, oh, there's one more. Letter B. Okay, I think that's it for all right angles. Now, if I were looking for, let's say, acute angles, which of those would have acute angles? So now I'm looking for smaller than 90. And let's say that it has at least one acute angle. So looking at those shapes that I have left, which of those would have at least one that is acute? I see letter A has one here. Letter D actually has a couple, right? Letter I, I believe it does. What about letter N? Yes. What about E? I believe so. Okay, so you can kind of see that I can go through and sort these quadrilaterals based on angles. I could probably do size if I wanted to, like small and large. So there's lots of different ways that we can sort this. Why are we doing this? Well, because you need to know the difference between your angles, most importantly, and the fact that quadrilaterals can be different sizes and have different angles. And two, one of the games that you're going to be playing in this particular lesson, you're going to have to sort these shapes. So let's get to that. So your game that you're going to be playing with this particular lesson to help you sorting out those quadrilaterals is called Polygon Capture. And you'll notice that I've got the directions here on the screen. We have to have 2 players, and the skill is identifying properties of polygons. And the object of the game is to be able to collect more polygons than your partner. So you'll have some decks of cards, and as we look at the directions here, you can see that you're going to spread the polygon capture pieces out on the table, and you're going to shuffle the property cards. And you're going to sort them property side down into angles and sides. So the cards are supposed to be labeled on the back, so hopefully that is true. Then what's going to happen if we look at number 2, players are going to take turns. So when it's your turn, you're going to draw the top card from each pile of property. You're going to take all of the polygons that have both of the properties shown on the property cards you drew. If there are no polygons with both properties, draw one additional property card. Look for the polygons that have this new property and one of the properties that you already drew, and take those polygons. At the end of your turn, you're going to record the properties, the letters of the polygons captured, and the number of polygons captured on your record sheet. If you did not capture a polygon that you could have taken, the other player or team may name it, capture it, and add it to their score for the round. So you'll have a game sheet. Whoops. That just disappeared. Let me pull that up and make it a little bit bigger. I know that's a little small here. Let me scoot that over. Okay, so this is just a sample of the very top part of your record sheet. But you've got your rounds listed here, and so you'll play several rounds. This is where you're going to list the properties of your polygons. This is where you're going to list the letters of the polygons that you captured, and then the number of polygons that you captured. So that's what your record sheet is going to look like. So when all the property cards in either pile have been drawn, you're going to shuffle all of the property cards back into the deck and sort them property side down into angles and side piles again. And then you're going to continue playing. The game ends after 5 rounds, or when there are fewer than 3 polygons left. And the players add the number of polygons captured in each round to find their total. So the winner is going to be the player or the team. So if there were 4 of you playing, then it'd be 2 against 2, right? So who has captured more polygons? So we have an example down at the bottom here. It says Liz has 3 property cards. All angles are right angles is one of her properties, and all sides are the same length is her other properties. So she can take all the squares, because of course a square, all of the sides are the same length, and it has all right angles. So polygons A and H, she could collect those. So she has captured those polygons. All right, to summarize what we've talked about today, we have maybe learn something if I can get my screen to focus here. All right, we have identified quadrilaterals based on their attributes or properties. And we learned that some of those attributes or properties might include the number of angles, the types of angles, and the lengths of the sides. See you in class.